Hello everyone, welcome to part 3 of a summer of poker. This will also be the last part of this, and I will go over the overall summer results at the end of this video. If you just want to skip to that, hopefully the chapters work. If not, the timestamp will be in the description. A couple of things I want to note here at the start. First of all, starting after that $4,000 win from the first summer part video, I decided to go up in stakes. I dropped the $5 tournaments almost completely. I was only doing max late re-entries, but middle of the summer I just dropped them completely. I also started doing the $55 and the $50 in coin out of pocket somewhere at the start of the summer. As you'll see, there's a lot of final tables in those. And by the end of the summer, I had also dropped the $10 tournaments. And I was only doing, now I'm only doing max late registration on those. And I have started, and even by the end of this series, I did start doing the Coinmaster events out of pocket, it's two of them. One is $88 entry, another is $100 entry. I am playing those now out of pocket. A little spoiler here, I did have a winning summer. It's actually my best summer ever. That might be in the title, it might not. Anyway. And that's what I've given myself the liberty to go up in stakes. So from now on, starting on this next series, I'm gonna try to upload once a month, not once a week. I think the once a week schedule, quote unquote, was kind of affecting my results negatively. So anyway, here are the highlights from the summer and my biggest final tables. Let's get to it. Over here, I decided to bluff this. I think he bet, and I called twice. Honestly, don't really remember how this hand went, but I did bluff and did go through. Here, as you saw before, this player was super short, and he goes all in, and we just call with the king 6. And then here, he was super short. He jams. We win the flip. Pretty standard hand here. Now three-handed. We tried a big bluff here. So I think I raised. I think I just went bet all in. Or maybe I big bet, check the king, and then just over bet jammed. It's one of those two lines, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I probably should have recorded the whole hand, but at times I don't know how it's gonna develop and stuff. And this was a while ago. I recorded this back in, as you can see here, June 3rd. I'm recording this in August, so yeah. But as you can see, second place was 2.5k. I think third was 1.8. So this was pretty big, and I got in through a $15 satellite. Here I tried another bluff. I just go bet, and I actually don't like this. I think I should have checked the turn, and then just probably if he checks. He had the 7. If he checks, then I might have treated a bluff, but it didn't have to be an all-in bluff. But yeah, I mean, I was bluffing a lot and finally got caught. I think that I didn't need to go after it on this one. I think by this point, the players have figured out that I was bluffing a ton. And, you know, obviously he just has the strongest hand he's going to have, but yeah, I kind of regret this bluff. Easy to say in hindsight though, and a lot of the bluffs I made could have ended like that. Here I think this is pretty standard jam, and he did fold. And then I also don't like this actually. 15 is a lot. There was still a lot to play. Again, we're playing 2.5k. First place was 3 point something, and he does end up winning it with the king 9. So I actually don't like how I played this tournament towards the end, but it's a pretty nice score. Moving on to the next tournament of the Las Vegas series. This was the final 2 tables of $55 entry. And funny story, Juanem is actually my dad, so he actually also made it. And this hand I decided to raise fold against him because he's a pretty tight player. The next hand again against my dad, he raises, I jam this, he folds. After that, on the final table, not sure why the quality of the video is so bad, but yeah, we do limp jam the ace-5 and win this flip against the chip leader, making us the chip leader now. And then we have an all-in now. Okay, my dad ends up all-in. I also wanted to show this because this is a crazy hand. Yeah, he's the ace on the river, so pretty nice for him. And then here I decided to 4-bet the king 10 suited. This guy was very aggressive, and sometimes you just gotta pull the trigger. 3-betting the king queen versus my dad. I think actually flatting is also fine, but you don't really want to flat and then call the all in. So yeah, I mean, final tables, I think 3-bet, just playing a pure 3-bet strategy is better. So I like this, but I think flatting with the king queen would also be fine. Next hand, we have pocket queens and this short stack jams for a big bounty too. Actually, we just flop him basically dead. Another all-in here, opening the 10 jack, and his bounty is huge, so I just have to close my eyes and call this, I'm pretty sure, and luckily we win the flip. And then this hand when raise, I flat, he bets flop, I call, he bets turn, and I just jammed. Might be meriting just calling actually. I thought about it in the moment too, and I do think just calling and letting him bluff rivers is probably better. You just have so much of the board locked up. You're only getting called by, even ace is my hero fold if you jam this turn. I don't know. Don't really like this play actually. Moving on to the next hand. Open the king 8, and his bounty is very big, but not sure if I should be calling this. I don't know, actually quite unsure about this hand, but we do lose the all-in. After that, my dad raise calls this all-in against this guy. He was super short and he wins it. Here I mean pushed it out. He can't be calling my all-in when this player is here. So, and king 10 suited is super strong. And then I think this is the very last hand. Yeah, raise. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's calling. He was a fish, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, king 3. I don't know what he's doing, but we do win. And after that, it was heads up with my dad, and we simply decided to chop. And this was for 2k. Maybe we should have played heads up. Maybe I think it would have been better to just play heads up. See who wins. Would have been fun to play against my dad, but at the moment we just decided to chop. Over here, this guy was kind of tilted, so he was just kind of going in with everything, and we cooler the guy with the jack. So pretty nice to do that in the final 2 tables. I think this turn was already in the money. Yeah, it was already in the money. Then over here, blind versus blind, easy call with the ace-5 off, and I think that sends us to the FT. Then little while later, I actually raised a bet blind versus blind against the chip leader. I actually think I could have just, I didn't have to raise this and then go with that line. I think, you know, with this player here, I think I can wait. But the aggression was paying off this series. Obviously there's a bunch of bluffs, a bunch of hands that I'm not showing from early in the tournament and stuff. So just decided to keep up the aggression, and especially on the river ace, don't expect him to hit that much, especially after he called twice, but this is one of the few hands that makes sense. So I'm actually pretty okay with this bluff. I mean, obviously if the river's not an ace and I go in and he calls me with just a 5, then you kind of just have to take your hat off and think you're gonna play it. But when he hits the ace and it's such a good card for me to bluff, I think this is fine. So this was actually a pretty disappointing score. As you see, 5th was 1.3k, so this ended up being like 1k 900, something like that, when it's a final table where you're fighting for like 4,000, something like that. This was actually pretty disappointed, and I think I should have just maybe limp folded. Yeah, I can definitely play better on these spots. Way too aggressive. So this is not the Las Vegas series anymore. As you can see, this is June 22nd. So this was a few weeks later, but this is final 2 tables of a 20k guaranteed PKO, $55 entry. And here we are bluffing. Quite honestly, I don't remember how this hand went. It's blind versus blind, but yeah, I might have raised, just bet, or quite honestly, I'm not really sure. But the river is pretty nice when you have the queen, and I was gonna give up unless the clubs hit, or a 9 or a 10. So on the final table, we raise in early position. We get 3-bet, and then the small blind 4 bets. I look at my notes and it says he's a little bit of a maniac. So obviously with the queens, I just decided to put it in. Especially in a bounty tournament where ICM isn't as important, it's so top heavy. I think this is good. On a regular tournament, this might be a fold. But yeah, here I don't think I can fold my pocket queens. And luckily he has the best hand that we'll ever see, and this is fucking crazy. Yeah, I mean, this flop pretty miserable, and then we just turn the 1-outer. Insane hand to play on a final table, but luckily it does go our way. Now moving on against the same guy, this hand when raise, he calls a small blind. I bet the flop, he calls. I think I bet big on the flop. He calls. He goes check on the turn, and then I decided to turn it into a bluff. I think it's pretty cool. I think he's gonna fold an 8 most of the time. I think obviously he's gonna fold ace jack. I think this guy might end up value betting ace jack, even though he shouldn't. But yeah, the bluff does work. After that, what happened here? I think I 3-bet call, or whatever the case may be. It's just a flip. It's all in pre-flop, and we do win a pretty nice flip. Huge bounty, and second place, as you can see, 1.7k. After that, we end up losing a flip here on the heads up, getting an 8 against ace 10, pretty standard stuff. And a few hands after that, we lose another flip. Pretty annoying, but this was a very nice score. Second place, 2.2k. So Betonline has been on a pretty nice upswing. Today we are final 2 tabling, 43 blinds. So my biggest spot in Coinmasters so far since April, and fighting for 1.8k, as you can see on the right. We're here, bet the flop, bet the turn, check pre-flop, and now just going for value with the flush. Hopefully he has a queen, not a full house. Such a massive one. The added value of playing for the win is way too good. This might even be a jam on standard circumstances. ICM is a lot less once it's 4 people left than when it's like 7 or 8. That's not good. Unlucky. Alright, fucking huge spot. Threes, wow, what is he doing? It's fucking huge. Oh my god, we go again. Whoa, this is going so fast. Should be ahead. Oof. Another fucking flip. Oh my god. Never mind, we win. Good game. Alright, 724.
You'll have to get jobs. You know, employment.
What sort of crazy moon talk is he speaking?
Got me. Just smile and don't break eye contact.
I'm talking about work.
Just punted off on the what is it called, the gladiator. Punted off 20 to the money. I shoved 11 bigs with ace jack on the hijack or cutoff, I think it was. Definitely shouldn't do that in such a big field. It was 1.5 people and 1,482 got paid, so definitely shouldn't be doing that. hopefully I'm playing the mini main tomorrow, $1,000 entry. Hopefully I make a day 2 on that. And yeah, but I haven't been playing my best the past 2 days. Been winning online, but I didn't get any content for that. So yeah.
That's kind of how I looked at it. Is left.
Sir, can you take a picture of the deck? Yeah, 144.
So walking into my first day 2. I'm a little late, so I was running, but I think I should be fine. 600 people left. Main cash is 1.2k. I entered 2 bullets, so basically breaking even. A lot of people left. 24 blinds, doubled up, ace king versus 4s, the last hand of the day.
Second pot.
So I won that huge hand there with ace king against ace jack and ace queen. Pretty lucky to run that early on day 2, and as you can see, my stack was about like 600k at this point. Unfortunately, shortly after that, I lost a big hand here, calling a short stack all in with pocket 10s. He had ace 10, but he sucked out on the flop. I lost a big pot shortly after and was left with 6 bigs here. I'll talk about the pot in a second. Alright, so busted 120th, cash for 2.6k. It's alright. I mean, 600 people starting on the day. Deepest run I've had on WSOP in general, I think. Can't be too disappointed. Obviously, to make it that far, you gotta get lucky in the first place, so it's okay. Didn't record the hand I busted on. I guess I was just caught up in the moment. I had ace 3 of, was down to 6 bigs on the big blind. The guy had pocket 8, and I flopped a flush draw, and I just didn't hit. He flopped a set too. But yeah, the one hand that caused me though, I had 20 bigs on the big blind. Under the gun 1 opens, under the gun 2 flats. I decided to call with 4 or 5 off. Might be okay to fold, honestly, but it's a hand that I think works pretty well multi-way. So I think it's okay to call. Also, it was not close to page. It's not like 100 people left. It's not like big. It is ICM. It's not huge ICM, right? If it was like 3 final tables, I would probably start folding things like that. But I thought it was a fine defend. I might be wrong. I would rather defend it as saying something like king 8 off, king 9, maybe king 10 off, things like that. So anyway, flop comes 2 3 queen. With the flush draw, I don't have the suit. He bets the original version bet the other calls. He thought it was going on in, but I'm not sure really. Might be okay. The guy that's just calling the kind that he's dead money. I think that's a very strong hand. So we're the first picture. I just fold. Turn is a jack, and this voice, red checks. Then reverse it's a 9, and he knows 20 minutes. And if you need that first turn, so like maybe it's not something. So I would precise over 5k and above it. So 40k, and the first here, value raising. I think we just checked it down. I just checked it down to the river. And I think he called because his stack is less here, although blinds did go up after this. And here, pretty standard, I think. He just has kings, kind of ridiculous. We'll lose a small one though. And then this hand was super weird because I opened here. I didn't even have time to take the screenshot correctly. He flats off of like 12 bigs, I want to say. And then I think he just lead jams, and I just called it and took the screenshot. You can't really see the action. Pretty sure it was something like that, and just extremely random. This guy is kind of crazy, and he almost sucked out with the flush too. And four-handed now, 4 betting with the pocket 9s. Now four-handed, I think this is pretty good, especially covering. Race calling the 8s, and this player was out by this point too. And it's just a flip, but a very lucky river. Winning the flips on this final table one of the best financial moments of my summer for sure. Value betting here when I river the king on the heads up, and I did get called. You can't see by what on coin, so I can't really show it because I don't know. I had no idea what they had. And inducing with the ace, queen over 22 bigs seems pretty good, and it's just a flip, and again hit it on the river. And this win was for 7.9 thousand. So I wanted to record this shortly after I won that. I'm not sure when I'm posting this video or what. You're probably gonna just see me go over the crucial hands, and I'm probably not gonna act as excited as I am for that. That is my biggest online poker win, and you know, very happy to have like 3 back-to-back Sundays where I get big wins. And I mean, it's fucking amazing. I've been just fucking crushing it online. Now, this is another tournament that I managed to cash, and the only thing I really managed to get as far as content goes was this chip stack picture. I did want to mention a hand that I lost close to the bubble, where I had ace-7 suited. I defended the big blind. It was a raise and a call. Flop came ace-9-10. I called the bet. The other guy also called, I'm pretty sure. And then the turn came a 7, and I check raise small. I think I should have gone all in. River came a queen. I value jam extremely thinly and got called by ace queen. I actually think I should just go all in on the turn. I think that's a lot better. So yeah, costed a lot of BB honestly, because it was only like 30 people left at that point. And smaller fields, if you get a big stack, pretty easy to make a final table. Just busted the 1.1 thousand ultimate bounty in the Venetian, cash for 2.8 thousand. Got 1 bounty at the start and 1 bounty in the money, which was 500. The first one was 200. Didn't get any content because I was too busy shitting bricks on the bubble because I was super short. But yeah, pretty lucky to get that bounty, and then busted Jack-9 suited versus ace queen. There was one hand I think I played bad. It was on the bubble. I opened ace queen suited with like 14 bigs. Maybe I should just go all in. Small blind calls, comes a low flop with my first draw, I bet, and then nothing on the turn, check. Maybe I should just be jamming the turn, but I'm confused on what nice planning. I'm pocket 6 which is a fucking important play off of like 10, 12 big stack. I'm not the doing, but that's not super short, and then just gonna get a couple from there. But I get nice, and we're gonna sell like to win that. So. So for this final table, I actually didn't record live reaction or commentary, so I'm just gonna talk about the recording here. I edited this already. It's just the highlights of it. I don't know why I didn't put the payouts yet, but this hand is pretty crucial. I actually think this might be a punt. I decided to go all in here because I was the shortest stack and it's a bounty tournament. And the biggest stack was opening, so I thought he would be really wide, even under the gun. So you're about to see he actually had a hand, and lucky enough it's ace king. It's not an overpair, and we do win the flip. Pretty crucial. I'm not sure if this play is good 100%, but the chip leader should be opening extremely wide, so I do think we get a decent amount of folds. Now if you look at the right, now I pulled up the payouts. As you see, first and second place are the same, is because bounty tournaments work like this, but the difference between first and second is roughly twice the amount. So first place would be about 2,000 for this tournament. And this hand, blind versus blind, same opponent. I decided to check raise here, and I did decide to give it up on the turn. Think I would have barreled on a diamond. Actually, looking at it, maybe it's not a horrible card to barrel on, but in game I did decide to give it up. 3-betting here the ace jack. 5 people left, so short-handed. I think it's pretty good. 3-bet folding. I think flatting could be okay too, with the intention to call the bounty, the 319 bounty on the left. And then this is one of the best flops, as as a 3-better. You can even go small 3 streets and then just jam the river. I mean, you have so much more aces and kings than them. Now, made quite a big jump in time here, but now it's 300 and it's a short stack. He has a big chip lead, and now I'm kind of a middle stack. So as you can see on the right, that $380 pay jump is a lot, and the other guy is super short. So actually, there's a lot of pressure on me here. No, we're folding this though, and we make her flush in the end. Pretty lucky. And I think all in size would be better. I think you want to try to get everything against a 9 or jack queen, obviously, of diamonds. But yeah, moving on to the last hand of the heads up. I kind of skipped a lot of hands on the heads up. Obviously he had a cheap lead, but I think I won like a flip or something. Don't really remember. The video's already pretty long, so we'll just stick with the last hand. As you see, his bounty is fucking 853, and pair plus flush draw here. We win another flip, get lucky again. And this tournament was a win for about 2,000, as I said earlier. I'm gonna try it. With a spade, I would just call. I think I'm going to check raise with the heart. I think I could bet with no heart. Okay, hopefully he doesn't have pocket 8. Hopefully it's ace jack, king jack, even better. Oh, now he has 1 blind and we get super strong hand to play for the bounty. I think we call any all-in but him. All right. Super nice to get the bounty too and be chip leading now. I think with the suited variant I would just go all in, but it's nice to try here with the offsuit. All right, we're heads up. He has a massive chip advantage. Holy shit. Flip. Well, we flipped for it and he won, so there's to it. One of the final Sundays to close out the summer. Final table I have left here on Coin. I bricked everything else. Pretty bad day. Honestly, I need to get probably first or second to break even on the day. I think 3-betting small here can be good sometimes. Not always. Shouldn't be flatting too much. So okay, so I limp, check the flop, I bet the turn, and on the board pair 9, this is either a 9 or nothing. I don't think it's a jack, and I think there's gonna be a lot of like 7, 8, queen 6, queen 7, things like that. So I do think I'm gonna call. Biggest issue is a 9. But if he has it, he has it. I don't think it's a jack. Okay, I guess it's a jack. Sure. I mean, I have the heart. Even if the flush hits, we're gonna call. I don't think there's any card. Rather not see an overcard to the jack because that can scare off his action. And if he has a flush, then he has a flush and we lose. No. Folding the ace 5 here. I don't know if it's correct or not, but I'm gonna fold it. Okay. Seems like a pretty easy raise call, I think. And it's a flip. I'm gonna try squeezing here. I think it's marginally better than calling, and I think folding is also okay. Going back to the old days with this, got a rejam here, pretty easy spot with the ace jack. It's beautiful. Currently cashing 1.1k, and first place is around 3k. Would break me even for the series, so really riding on this, and it's gonna be a lot of points. I'm probably gonna be top 10, definitely top 10, maybe top 5. Feels like an easy call, I think. Gonna have to review it later, but dear God, brother, blind versus fucking blind. Oh my God. We are in trouble when he calls, but that flop is amazing. Holy fuck. Huge moment to get lucky. So we are heads up now. This hand ended up going all in on the flop. He raised and then he jammed and he called it off. So pretty lucky that he wins the flip. And now we are cashing for 2.2, so playing for about $800 with a big deficit. So we'll see, but pretty happy with this score already. Okay, hopefully we don't get coolered, but I do think ace jack is a call. Oh man, damn. Basically for the tournament. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so as you see, playing for 1.1k on this final table, already almost breaking even on the day. So I think this would finally put me back up to the highest I've been. This week I've actually been losing, even with that 2.2k score. I'm actually still down a decent bit, and I have to be very careful against him. So I'm just gonna check. Still just gonna check and call. And I might check call this too. I'm gonna call. This might be bad, but ace 10, beautiful. He raises, I call, check, and I think I can value bet this for a fairly large size. I think any 9 is gonna call me. Pocket 8s, pocket 7s, pocket 6s. Yeah, would be extremely surprised if he had a king. I think I can get pretty out of line here with the stacks. So I'm gonna try it. Oh, it's not good. Oh my God, it's a flip. He's dead. He's dead. Beautiful. All right, heads up for $400. Yeah, almost $400. Horrible river. I raised and then I just went bet. I'm still value jamming though. I think there's still 2 pairs that I beat. He might even call with just the ace. I mean, there's straights, there's flushes now, but like, is he slow rolling me? Yeah. All right, go in. Okay, so for the final results now, the total winnings are 24,183 cents. Spend around almost 50,000 in buy-ins, 71,000 in cashes, 1.4 thousand tournaments, more or less. I didn't start recording the results chronologically, so technically this 4,000 score here should be on the first set of games, but it doesn't really matter that much. Obviously, it's not gonna change the end result or nothing. But yeah, this was pretty interesting. This is the start of this video, the Las Vegas series part. As you see, these satellites were only available for that series, and they were just so fucking profitable right here too. A lot of them I didn't catch though, as you can see here, and as you can see, I fired a ton of bullets on those tournaments. Ton. But you'll see how much I was up on that. This was the my best scoring Coinmasters yet. 600 was a 4th place. A few wins for smaller tournaments. I don't think a lot of this made it to the video, obviously. Second place, this was in the video somewhere. This was sold during Vegas and I was playing on my phone and I got all of these scores, actually aside from this one. There's 3 scores on Betonline. These 2 wins were actually back-to-back days, which was pretty funny. Also cruising with the satellites pretty well, but you know, obviously there's all the zeros here. Streaks of 100, I wasn't even losing until over here, and this isn't even really losing, you know, obviously compared to wins. I mean, this is break even, I guess. This is break even, I guess. Break even again, down a little bit on this one. What happened up here? This was another series in Betonline, didn't get much content of that. Made it to the 500 the only 2 times and didn't cash it. A lot of 200s that I didn't cash. A lot of the Coinmasters 150 I didn't cash. This orange numbers here come from free rolls. So it was either leaderboard prices for both Coin and Betonline. Betonline only has those during actual series, it's not day to day. But Coin does have it day to day, which I think I recorded that somewhere. Yeah, I got a $100 ticket for that once. This was from the last Betonline series. I also got 3 $50 tickets. This was from Coin from the weekly leaderboard. This was also from the weekly leaderboard. Here, this was a ticket. Also comes from this, from a leaderboard 2 where I got 2nd place. And then I cashed that tournament. I actually had a big stack. I don't know if I punted it. I think he should fold the turn. He called the turn with ace high and then he had ace king. He hit the king. This could have been a fucking 20 something thousand score. I was pretty close. But yeah, pretty sad stuff. This was a pretty big final table. Yeah, I didn't put it in the video, but I got beat. What was it? Kings versus king jack suited. With 4 left, he was like 3k for first. This was a huge. This is kind of where the quote-unquote downswing started. It wasn't even a downswing. As you can see, the lowest was around down 2k on 100 games. Then I managed to make it back over here, and over here again, kind of break even. So despite the results being so good, yeah, these 2 wins were fucking amazing. This was pretty disappointing here. This could have easily been like a plus 6k day. I don't think I punted it. I actually have that recorded. But yeah, a lot of satellite wins here. Well, this is kind of crazy. Oh yeah, but no, cannot manage to cash just this time. Moving over to the exact numbers per game. So as I said, remove the $5, very little volume there. The free rolls total was like 800, so that's pretty worth. What else? Winning in all of this is very nice. As you see, the 55s in Betonline, I'm kind of killing them. Same with this ones actually, and the 22s somehow with those 2 wins basically carrying the whole thing. Put the most volume into the 25s and pretty happy to be winning in those. I'm gonna start lowering volume in 10s on the coming videos as I play. Okay, like I said at the start, the $16.5 satellites were also extremely profitable. So you see up 1.5k over that series, and satellites pretty happy to still be up 2.5k with that, even getting destroyed over my highest buy-in. As you see, I made it twice in that satellite, but it's not enough to get the deficit, and I actually bubbled one of them last week. I think I punted it too, so definitely gonna pay attention to that. Something pretty funny here, I'm also getting destroyed on the $10 satellites, down even more buy-ins than this. But the one, well, I made it 3 times, but you know, one of the only times that I managed to make it is where most of my profit in the $100 comes from, which is from that 2k win. I mean, without that, we're down like 200. So Coinmasters 150 been destroying me, satellited into it 10 times. But as you see, that number, you know, this minus 1.12 gets a lot more manageable with this win right here, and This one's very little volume yet. These are new tournaments they put out. 200, absolutely ridiculous. 2 wins in 13 tournaments is fucking insane. And I think actually there's 2 more final tables in this. So this is actually insane. This was from that series. Could have done a lot better. The Las Vegas. Some of the final tables were in the video. Made it twice to the 530 in Betonline too. Actually, that kind of saves a little bit of this number, I guess. But yeah, haven't managed to catch one of those 500s. Just losing flips. Obviously the tougher fields, so it's been kind of rough. But I managed pretty well in the 200. I was kind of lazy to fill this in, but yeah. Starting on the next videos, I am gonna delete this whole thing and update it like I did the last time, and we'll start back from zeros. So yeah, thank you for watching.